love Kristi. She's just so raw and crispy. Better than being raw and crispy. Hello everyone, it's Nadine. Today we'll be testing out the PUR RawBeautyKristi pigment palette. As you beautiful people know, this is about the products, not the people behind them. Any tiff you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy. Okay? Thank you. Oh, my fabulous little flans, how the hell are you? I hope wherever you're at in the world today, you are having a fantastic day so far. It's beautiful outside, it's finally sunny, it's not raining. After I review this, I might go suntan. And before I slide too deep in and out of this review, I do have a few thank yous. So if you tried to order this, holy fucking hell, I do not think PUR had its titties in order. They were not ready for this. I was maybe like the 55 or 56,000th person in line. And I know PUR is a big brand, like they're all over stores everywhere, but I feel like this launch broke their website. I think I was in line for maybe 6 hours before I finally had to give up because I had shit to do. And I did finally order one at like 3 a.m. the next day. But I've also been fortunate enough to make some of the best friends here on YouTube, and 2 of them ordered me palettes. So now I have, I think, 4 in total. My fabulous, beautiful friend Rose from Rose Said Lipstick on YouTube, definitely check her out. She bought an extra one that I was able to buy from her, and then Cody J, who's Cody J Artistry on Instagram, he gifted me with one. He's actually been turning out some really cool looks with the palette, so definitely go check him out on Instagram. But thank you both so damn much. And then the 2 other palettes that I bought, I'm gonna list one on Poshmark, and then I'm gonna give one away. So to enter the giveaway, the only actual requirement is that you have to be subscribed to my channel, and please stay subscribed. I love having you. There's always extra little things that aren't required that you can do to get more points and more chances to win. It's a worldwide giveaway. Please just make sure that you're at least 18 or older or have your parents' consent. Otherwise, good luck, you sexy bitches. Now let's talk about this palette. I love Kristi so much. This isn't about the people behind the products. Like, if this palette sucks, you will be the first to know. But I've loved watching her channel grow. Like, I started following her when she was like very, very tiny. And I feel like within the last year or two, like every fucking person in the industry knows who the fuck RawBeautyKristi is. And it's because she is raw. Like, she tells you how it is and it's honest. She's drama free, which I love. Like, if I could hang out with her in a fucking heartbeat, I would. Like, between her sense of humor and my innuendos, I feel like the world would just split open and we'd fall inside because the universe just couldn't handle it. But the review isn't about her, it's about this palette and how it performs. And also, PUR, get your fucking website together, goddamn. I have tried a few eyeshadow palettes from PUR, and one of them was my favorite for the longest time. I think it was the Soiree palette, but it's been a little while since I've tried one, so I'm glad this came out so that I could kind of refresh. We love a good double-ended product, and this is just that. It has 2 sides to it. Love it. This says, when it comes to amplifying your raw beauty, there are no rules. Get creative with your own unique aesthetic with this limited edition 18-piece pressed pigment palette curated in collaboration with the one and only RawBeautyKristi. The palette features can't live without shades ranging from cool and warm everyday neutrals to bold, inspiring colors that are uniquely formulated to deliver unrivaled color payoff with highly blendable textures. They suggest using a brush to pack the pigments on and just blend until either your entire face is covered or you get the look that you want. And like they said, this is a pressed pigment palette, which typically means that it has reds in it without using carmine. And in order to make something vegan, you can't have carmine, but in order to get that really pretty red tone, you have to use a dye, which actually isn't legal to put on your eye because it can stain the lid. Does that mean it's unsafe for the eyes? Technically no, but you can't legally say that it's for the eyes if it's gonna stain your skin. I see that there is a pink in here, so I would assume that probably the pink and maybe the purple, possibly even the red would stain. If I do have staining, I just say I have pink eye and nobody hugs me, so it's a win-win. But this has very cute packaging. I love all the little homages she has on here. She's got the kitty cat. What else does she have? Let's open this fine little lady up and see what it looks like. It seems like it's the same packaging on the inside as it is on the outside. Oh, and it really is double-sided. Let me take out the little wrappers. Come on, baby. Oh god, it's stuck. God, it's like when Ron takes a Shadoobie and there's like a little bit trying to get out, but it's just stuck. There we go. Let's go ahead and pop open the colorful side first because beautiful. Oh, I like that a lot. I mean, the colors are not dusty, but they're not like super duper bright, yet they kind of are. You know what I mean? No, they're bright, but they're not neon. There we go. I really, really love these. This side, I don't know that you could create a whole look, but that's okay because you have this side that you can complement it with. Oh, that's pretty. This has some durability to her. Like, she is sturdy. This girl could take a beating. Before we do actual swatches, though, I do just want to feel a couple of these. I'm most drawn towards, let's see, maybe this pink. Ooh, it feels very, very nice. Let's try this blue. Oh, that's really nice, too. And then, oh, Oh, which one do I want to try? Let's do this white. My God, all of them are so fucking pigmented. You just have to go in it super duper lightly, unlike what I did. But let's put these right here on the palm and, oh, those are good. Like, talk about fucking pigment. That's the big difference between pressed pigments and eyeshadows, like the quality. Oh. But one of the downsides that I do often run into with pressed pigments is because they typically have less binder in them, they don't want to stick quite as well. You get really great pigment, so you do have to pack it on the eye, and so you do have to prime with something really sticky. That's not always the case, but it is often the case. It's fine though, I'm used to having sticky things on my face anyways. Without further ado, let's go ahead and swatch and do a look with this bitch. You guys know the song. Are you ready? It's swatching time. First up, we have Camelot, It Just Does, My Whole Heart, Copper Boxes, Golden Ticket, Moo Point, B, Told You, and You're Not My Real Dad, and oh my fucking God, these swatched like really expensive palettes, like palettes that are 4 times this price, although how the fuck much was this? It looks like this was around $37. Oh my gosh, truthfully, for this part alone, that's what most companies would charge you $37 for. And this is on bare ass skin with no primer whatsoever, but swatches really don't mean much. It's how they perform using tools on the eyes, that's what really counts. But at least here we can see them spread out on skin. And since peony swatches aren't allowed on YouTube, we're gonna stick to the arm. Last up, we have the colorful side, which is Flavor Town, Garden State, Tribute, Am I Orange, Cafe Disco, Side Effect, Dandelion, Hurtful, and Lumos, and oh my God, these swatches are fucking gorgeous too. They're not quite as creamy or buttery feeling as the more neutral side, which is very typical. And a couple of the colors when swatched, they are patchy, but does that mean they'll be patchy on the eyes? We don't know. But slight patchiness aside, these still swatched like a fucking dream. Like, look at those, oh my gosh. This purple though is one of those that appears splotchy, as is this blue and somewhat this pink, but it's really not that bad. And I've worked with pressed pigments enough to know that these colors don't always swatch the best, so I really can't say that yes, this is or isn't a shitty palette until we play with them, because they kind of transform. But I'm really excited to do a few looks with these. I am going to be testing out a foundation today, so I'm going to go start filming that, put on the foundation, and I will hop right back and we can get into a look. I'll see you in just a second. All right, my foundation and all that shit is on. Let's go ahead and start an eye look. I think on this side I'm going to do a colorful look, and then on this side I'm going to do more of a neutral look. But to start off, I'm going to go in with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas, and I'm going to start off with a very dramatic brow highlight. So let's go into Lumos, and they suggested that you pack things on and then blend them out. So I'm gonna take a dense flat brush. We're just gonna place that right here and kind of carve it out. Oh, okay, there's already a little bit of fallout, so maybe I should powder my under eye first. Okay, so let's try this again. Back into that white, and we can highlight. Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. Damn. Wow, it's like 90s realness right there. All I need is some really soft baby blue eyeshadow and I'll be set. Oh my gosh. Okay, so just from swatching, some of these shadows are starting to crack a little bit, so just be very, very gentle with them. I'm probably gonna end up taking like a tissue and just repressing them back in. It's not like they're broken or anything, they just are very delicate. They're like my ego. Okay, and it seems to blend out very, very effortlessly. All I'm doing is tapping it with the same brush and it looks great. I'm not sure that I'll get to use all of these colors, but we can start playing around and trying. If we create a look that's good, yay. If we don't, whatever. The main goal is just to see how they play with each other and how they perform. Kind of want to start with this pink, so let's try that. And we'll probably end up doing maybe like a halo eye, and I can kind of fade the colors in. So I'm gonna start by packing this all on the lid and blending it upwards. Ooh, that's got some nice pigment to it. And we'll go like that and just gently keep packing. And I'm very glad that I put this powder underneath my eyes because there is a little bit of fallout, which is to be expected with a lot of pressed pigments, so I'm not mad, I'm just glad I did it. And then once it seems like pretty much everything's off the brush and it's as saturated as it can be, I'm gonna blend it upwards all along the crease line back and forth. Ooh, that blends out beautifully. And I'm gonna take this pretty high into the white because I think I want to go in with that purple right underneath this, but also it doesn't seem to be losing its color as I'm blending out, like it's staying the same, it's just creating a little bit of a fade. Whereas a lot of shadows, the moment you blend them out, they kind of disappear and you have to keep going in with more and more and more. That's one of the things that I love about pressed pigments. And I'm also gonna dip into the other side, into this kind of mauve-y color. I'm just gonna take the same brush and just very, very lightly blend the top edge out. Just back and forth ever so gently so it's slightly diffused. Oh, and those go together very well. There we go. Super easy, very, very quick. I like it so far. And then with a bit more of a denser pencil brush, I'm gonna dip into Tribute. Oh my gosh, it actually matches the bristles almost perfectly. This is by Lele Posh, but I'm gonna take this all along the crease line and just stipple it in. I don't wanna blend it into the pink because I don't wanna lose it. I'm gonna mainly focus it right here on the inner and the outer corner. In this one, I am kind of instantly noticing that it is the tiniest bit patchy, but the more that you blend it out, it does get a bit better. But also, I'm a little bit scared that this is gonna fade along my crease line because as I'm blending it out, it's kind of picking itself up. So I'm just gonna press this in as best I can. Ooh, that does seem to be helping. Oh, I like that. Okay, so after playing with it for a couple of seconds, it does seem to be way better. I think it's just a little bit finicky, but is it a deal breaker at all? No, once it's blended out, it looks really good, but it might fade too, so we'll see how it wears throughout the day. But I am gonna take a little bit more and really pack it onto the inner and the outer corner. Oh, Nadie's creating a purple look. Shocker. No, but I am gonna try to really put this palette to the test and use as many of these as I can and hopefully end up with either white or yellow on the center of the eye. Now with a little bit of Uma Butete's concealer, I'm gonna try to do a halo eye here in the middle. Try being the key word. And then just so that color doesn't like stick right to it, I'm just gonna take my fingers and kind of diffuse the edges. And I'm gonna slowly work my way into the lighter colors. So let's go in with some Hurtful. I have the teeniest bit on this teeny brush and I'm just gonna go right here along the edges and place it. Ooh, that is very, very pigmented. Even with the tiny bit that I picked up, it's still too much. And then I'm gonna go in with some Garden State and kind of blend that in with the blue. Right about there. Put a little dandelion right there in the center, as well as a little bit of Cafe Disco. Okay. All right, so that's an interesting look. I don't necessarily like it, but I can tell that all the shades that we used were really, really good. The only thing that I noticed was that Garden State and Hurtful do kind of blend out to be very, very similar, but neither of them are like bad or anything. Just gonna take a little bit more of that purple and deepen up the outer and the inner corner just a little bit. This is not one of my better looks, but at least we were able to play with it. I think I'm gonna flip it over onto the other side and go into Gold Ticket, and I'm gonna place that on the center of the eye too. Maybe that'll help kind of bring this to life a little bit more. All right, there we go. I kind of like that a lot better. I mean, it's a very, very small difference, but I think that's kind of what it needed. All right, and then for the lower lash, I'm gonna dip back into this purple and smoke it out. Oh shit, that blends out very, very nicely. It does once again go on a tiny bit patchy, so you do have to work it around, but once you do play with it, it's good to go. Then I'm gonna blend that out with a tiny bit more of a Side Effect. Just blend that out right underneath it. And then I'll highlight the inner corner with some Cafe Disco. And I'm gonna leave this eye alone for a little bit. Let's go ahead and play with the other side. This side I'm probably gonna keep pretty simple and a little bit more wearable. Once again, I'm gonna start with the lightest color as a brow highlight, and that is My Whole Heart. So let's just press that in right there. I think that's pretty much the same color as what my skin was to start off with, so it's not really doing much. I really do love this Moo Point color, so let's go ahead and place that on the crease. Oh my god, I just made a big ass mistake. Do not dip into this with a fluffy brush. I'm pretty sure that's why they say pack it on and then blend it out, because anyways, I'm gonna take this all along the crease line and blend it back and forth. That is so pretty, like soft, dusty petal pink. Even though I am kind of a color hoe, honestly, I'd probably gravitate more towards this side and do maybe like a simple look with this and then add a tiny pop of color from the other side. But so far, there hasn't been any shadow that doesn't end up working fine. And I feel like a lot of these colors that are in here could be pretty universal. Now to start deepening this up, I'm gonna go in with Told You. And I'm gonna start on the outer corner and kind of press it into the eye socket, and we'll see where that takes us. That's a really pretty color too. It's just like blending itself out. I'm gonna go in with some B, and I'm gonna tap that into place right here on the outer corner, and then once again push it into the eye socket a bit lower, and finish up with a tiny bit of a You're Not My Real Dad. And I am gonna cut the crease, so I don't really care if I get it on the eyelid, but I'm gonna take that on the outer corner and just kind of like press it in back and forth in little tiny baby stippling motions. And then with a little bit of a Tarte Shippy Tippy, I'm gonna do a very soft cut crease. I'm really only doing it because I want to try that yellow and a little bit of that orange with maybe some gold. Otherwise, I just finger dab some shimmer on and call it good. All right, let's dip into this beautiful kind of mustard Camelot. And I'm gonna start right here on the inner corner and press it in. Oh, that's pretty. But because it is going on something moist, it's getting a little bit darker, so I'm just gonna keep on packing it until it stops getting darker. I love this combination so fucking much. Then I'm gonna start to work this kind of salmony orange into the outer corner, right about there, and I'm just gonna gently blend those together, and then reinforce a little bit of it, You're Not My Real Dad, right on the outer corner. And then to lighten things up a tiny bit, I'm dipping into Golden Ticket very, very gently, and I'm gonna very sparingly apply that. Oh, I think that shimmer kind of faded it a little. I liked it better before. To finish up with the lower lash, I'm smoking out some You're Not My Real Dad, which I will blend that out with some It Just Does. And then with a tiny bit more of that yellow, I'm gonna drag it onto the inner corner of the lower lash. All right, and here we are with both final looks. I kind of like them. I think once liner and lashes and everything is on this eye, it does look pretty good, but oh my goodness, I love this one. This palette, honestly, is almost flawless. It isn't quite perfect, but it is so fucking close. This is the Zac Efron of makeup palettes. And I love the fact that you could create a very neutral look with just a pop of color, or you could create a really colorful look but still have some pretty good transition shades. I also really like the fact that there aren't a ton of shimmers in here. I feel like I have so many really good shimmers that could complement this. I would much rather have a palette that's mostly mattes because they are all really good quality, and a good shimmer is like a dime a dozen, but a good matte, that's where it's rare. And for the most part, these are really good. Like, yes, a few of the shades you did kind of have to work a little bit harder to blend out, but in the end, you are able to get a really, really pretty soft blown out look. And I love to blow out my makeup looks. It's just really easy to work with this palette, and this is one of those palettes that I would feel comfortable using on pretty much anyone because the quality is there. Is this a beginner-friendly palette? I wouldn't necessarily say that, but it's definitely user-friendly. I think if you are beginning at makeup, this palette wouldn't be impossible to work with. You'd be fine, but I'd start with something else and maybe work your way up to this just because pressed pigments do play a little bit differently than normal eyeshadows. But then again, it's always good to start off with great quality, and this definitely is that. Do I think it's worth the price? Gonna be real, I would honestly be fine paying twice this price for this. It is really fucking good. So do I recommend it? Fuck yes. Do I think it's worth the price? Absolutely. Like, you go, Kristi. This was a great collaboration. I'm so proud. Definitely make sure to check out my Poshmark and enter the giveaway. Both links will be down below. But otherwise, there you go. Thank you so much for being here. I love having you. This was so much fun to play with. Like, oh, let me know down in the comments below if you have this palette. Did you try it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? I always love hearing from you. And if you'd like to support me and my channel a little bit more, please feel free to join us on Patreon at patreon.com/poplux. There you get videos a day early, you get Patreon only video, you get surveys, there's lots of little nuggets over there, plus best part, it's cheap and fun just like me. And like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepoplux.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at officialnady, and you can follow me online at thepoplux.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye.